going on, guys? Welcome back to episode 6 of our RX7 Resto build. So I'm a little different this time. As you can see, Indy's not here. That's because he is behind the camera today.
Hello.
Exactly. So today it's going to be a little bit different. Indy's going to be manning the camera. I'm going to be doing most of the work and explanation, but we are going to have a little bit of on-camera time for Indy with one of the sections that we're going to be working on. So today what we're going to be doing is we're going to be cleaning up and degucking all of the old manifolds off of our lower and upper intake manifold sections. And then we're going to be replacing it with new gaskets. We're going to be cleaning out our secondary fuel rail. We're going to be showing you guys how to clean out fuel injectors, and that's also a way to test to make sure our injectors are going to be good. On top of that, we're going to be getting everything put back together to the best of our ability. We did decide to buy a new part this morning, so that's going to prevent us from putting the upper part of our intake manifold together, but that part will be in the next video. It's going to be our inline fuel filter. So let's go ahead and get to it, guys. Go ahead and spray it liberally in there.
Try and aim it a little more.
I'm trying to aim it out.
A little more upward.
Up like this?
No, other upward.
This? Oh, so okay. Ready?
All right, ready?
Yep.
Close your eyes.
Yep. Oh.
Yep, it works.
Yep, we're good. Okay, so there's two. There's two.
Nothing in your eyes, right?
No, we're good.
All right, cool.
So there's two. So these are the good ones over here, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Make sure, grab that collar. We don't want the one under. Yeah, we don't want to lose any parts. So just realized I never really gave a description on what's going on right now, guys. We're testing our fuel injectors, and in order to do that, you need to have 12 volts of power. So a positive and a negative, the pins don't really matter. They're kind of interchangeable, reverse polarity. And you basically just tap, 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 either the positive or the negative on one of the pins, and that activates the opening of the fuel injector. Fuel injectors don't actually pump themselves, so you have to create pressure when you're testing them, which is what we have the brake clean for. It's a pressurized cleaning fluid. So that's what we're doing. It simulates the same idea as a fuel pump, sending pressure into the injectors for the injectors to release. All injectors is a open and closed gateway for the fuel in a timed pattern through the ECU to enter the engine at a certain timing rate. They don't actually pump, so that's why we have to create pressure with the brake clean. All right, we're gonna go ahead and test injector. So we're 2 out of 4 injectors down. The first 2 have worked, so we're happy about that. We're about to test number 3, and then 4. Good. Spray.
It works.
Perfect. Okay. So there's 3 of 4. 3 out of 4 are good.
Hell yeah.
Ready? 3, 2, 1, go. Perfect.
Let's go.
Awesome. Whew.
Let's go.
Cool.
What's up, viewers?
Okay, guys, so all 4 injectors work, so good news on that. We're going to go ahead and get them married back into the fuel, at least our primaries. We're going to go ahead and get our primaries back hooked up to our fuel rail and get our fuel rail back inside the car. All right, guys, so got the injectors work, or confirmed the injectors are working, got them cleaned out, so we're happy about that. That saved us about $1,000 because they're about $250, $300 per injector, and we need 4 of them. So all 4 work. We're happy about that. We already cleared out the fuel rails, and right now what Indy's working on is a lot of the old gaskets were stuck on kind of like old gum to the manifold. So right now we got our pneumatic wire brush, and he's pretty much just taking out all the extra debris that's stuck on the manifold itself.
Make sure you wear some kind of eye protection when you're doing this. I don't have any, so yeah, let's do it.
All right, guys, so we've been at this for 20 to 30 minutes, give or take. And so far, this is the product that we have. So we're able to get all the old guck from the previous gasket off. Took a lot of scraping, a lot of using the wire brush, and probably about 5 shots worth of acetone. But we got it figured out, got it nice and clean, and we're ready to get the primary injectors along with the fuel rail back into the car. So let's do that next.
Got it back on in.
Yeah. Okay guys, so got the primaries back in. Pain in the butt, as a lot of things are on a rotary. So we cleaned out our injectors, we cleaned out our fuel rail, we got that back bolted down, got the plugs back in. I'm gonna tighten this down real quick actually. Got the plugs back in, and we're about to get one of the 2 hoses back on. The other hose doesn't go on this side. This doesn't go on until we get the lower half of the intake manifold on. So go ahead and get this fuel rail push back on here. It's over the thing. I mean, that actually is fine right there. I don't know if it's supposed to go all the way down. That's the tip. A little bit further.
Might be good right there.
Let me see if I can just pinch this over. I'm gonna need to get some pliers. Alright guys, so right now I'm trying to fit the primary fuel rail and injectors back in. They're real close together and it's a real tight spot, but I think that we got it. Alright guys, so new gaskets going in along with the manifold that we just sanded down and cleaned out. So we'll go ahead and get this guy in real quick. Drop down right like that. And like this. Okay. Maybe I put this in wrong. Put this in upside down. There we go. Always make sure your orientation's correct. Awesome. That fits perfect. So there's our new gasket. These brackets out of the way a little bit, to the best of my ability. Tuck them over there for right now. Those are gonna go on both the studs right here. Now we're gonna go ahead and get our lower intake manifold back on. And that's going to go over our primary injectors. The not so fun part. Go back on top and go. Oh, just like that. Awesome. Okay. Alright, so this thing's just about bolted down. Got one more long center bolt right here. That's going to sit right below our secondary fuel rail. Drop this thing in. Boom. Just like that. Make sure she threads. Perfect. Okay, I'm just gonna go around, put an extra little torque on each of these. They're all 12 mils, 2 studs, 3 bolts, or 2 nuts, 3 bolts, I should say. Boom. Okay, so those are good. Obviously, with an older car, you want to make sure everything's as tight as possible without snapping, because you know, stuff gets brittle and old over time, and that's just how it is. All right, so next we're gonna go ahead and get our secondary fuel rail cleaned out with some brake clean. Make sure that's solid to go. There's no guck on the inside that may clog up our injectors and screw with our fuel injection into the rotary inside. So yeah, we're gonna get to that. All right, guys. So as you can see, we just cleaned out our fuel rail. This is just brake clean. A lot of it's gonna evaporate in about 3 or 5 minutes here. So we're gonna go ahead and drop these guys back in. This is our secondary fuel rail. Just gonna slide it right like that. That's how it orientates on the bolts. We're gonna go ahead, plug our injectors back in. There's one. There's two. Now, I believe I gotta go grab the other bolts, but in the meantime, go ahead and get these fuel rails on. A few lines on the fuel rail, I should say. Okay. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Cool. Okay, guys. So we have our secondary and primary fuel rails back together. We have our lower intake manifold bolted back down, ready to go. I've attached all the hoses on this side off camera. One quick thing I want to say is, please, if you're ever doing anything like this, make sure you bag and tag all of your hardware separately. We would have been completely screwed had we kind of winged this, and there's just a lot of parts and pieces that go into it. So a little bit more complicated than a Lego set, so to speak. So at this point, we're going to go ahead and get our vacuum line rails back over in their orientated spot best we can. One of the things that's preventing us, unfortunately, from starting the car today is we talked about it, and we're going to be replacing one of the fuel filters that wasn't originally part of the plan, and that thing sits inline. It's called the inline fuel filter, and it basically sits on top of the upper intake manifold. It hooks up to this hose right here, and we, after discussing it, decided that it would be best to get both of our fuel filters swapped out before we start the car. So we ordered that this morning. That's in transit, so that'll be in our next video. But at this point, there isn't a whole lot we can do in putting the car back together past this point. But we made some good progress, so I'm happy with where we're at. Alrighty guys, so pretty successful day today. As you can see, we figured out how to prop the camera up.
I'm back.
So Indy's back for the outro. So today we got a lot accomplished. Really everything went smooth today. It was a good solid day of putting some stuff back together. The only thing that screwed us up a little bit was getting the guck, or the kind of gummed up tar stuff, off of the lower intake manifold from the old gasket. Then we found some acetone, and everything went pretty smoothly from there.
Yeah, well, a lot easier from there.
A lot easier from there. Good old acetone. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please like, subscribe, and share, and definitely stay tuned for the next one. The next one, we're basically going to be piecing everything back together and hopefully dropping our battery, spark plugs, and cranking her over. But we'll see. We'll see. So, anything from you, sir?
I think that'll do it. Just like you said, like, share, and subscribe. Copy the link. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Thank you guys for watching as always, and take care.
Until next time.